People. Alright, people. We have a lot of issues with this particular matchup. I didn't plan to do this one, but we're gonna hop into it anyway. We got. Okay, so this one dude, AyoCoffeeSama, has been bombing motherfuckers on who can beat Goku, while very obviously not being a power scaler. Like, he was swearing up and down in a post that Grand Saber Musashi just no dips Goku. Now, I'm gonna get to the Go matchups later. Like, I have plans for that. But I was telling him, like, look, man, all it takes is a few minutes to. I didn't tell him this part, but it just takes a few minutes to look up the stats for these characters. Now, the biggest issue here, among all these other things, is that Grand Saber Musashi is a very new character. So we do not know how strong exactly she is, because currently she's featless. So this is a highly speculative take that he's like doing here, and yeah, it's stupid. And like I do get though that it's an extremely strong boss fight. However, this will help tremendously more if she was an actual playable character instead of just an enemy boss. So that really don't help. But the other biggest issue with this one is that he was merely telling me about fucking Musashi before she became a Grand Saber. And I believe too that he's saying that even this Musashi, the weaker one, mind you, could beat Goku. Nah. Not even close. Now, I did misspeak on like Goku stuff slightly, because I was telling him like, okay, well, Goku like is like okay, so like real quick, Musashi is at like Continental, like some shit like that. I'll double check in a second. Let me see if I have a page up. Yeah, so because like we have calcs out here for this stuff. Okay, this one thing lists her as star, but I'm seeing like large star even, which can't be Goku. But I saw this like one that had her as like Continental, so I was showing them this shit. So the page I pull up now is basically it's basically like a whole blank page. I'll get into it. So again, I was telling him that Goku is like low complex multiversal. So it's like it's like I don't even know why we were even trying with this one. Now, I caught him like a few other times in his like post, because you two had a good idea of like showing me his shit, all because I'm subbed. I don't know about subbing him anymore, but anyways, so like the Goku that I was talking about mainly, or essentially, was the one in Super. I think he said he was like low multiverse, instead of like the tier above that, or like just multiversal instead of like complex multiversal. We'll get into the difference why these are different. However, I'm not wrong anyway, because later on in the today, I was realizing, hold on, that's the one in just Super. What about the one in Superheroes? And I was like, oh shit. Because all I was finding out was that the one in like Super Goku in Super Dragon Ball Heroes is far stronger than Goku in Super. Because guess what? He beat Zeno Goku. You know, like I heard about the crazy shit from Zeno Goku before, but it's like, well, this Goku beat him. I was like, wait, hold on, what? Oh, we're in trouble now. So this Goku is actually low complex multiverse level. I'm telling you to give that a plus because he also has Pervert Ultra Instinct, which, mind you, Ultra Instinct by itself is, they didn't give this a plus, but I'm gonna give it a fucking plus because I was doing some calcs on this too. Ultra Instinct is a motherfucking multiplier. Is a fucking multiplier of about, in very estimate, quintillion times. Like that's what I was doing like math for, and that's why it was taking me like a while to even get around to this shit. Cause I was looking at like into this shit for like about 4 or 5 hours. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. Just thinking like, okay, hold on, like there's like a whole lot of shitty things going on here. Cause we don't have much on fucking Grand Saber, or for any Grand Saber character. So he didn't tell me about a whole lot of this shit. The only thing that I can lead off of what he was saying was that there's these like grand status characters. The only one that I actually found stuff on was Grand Caster, the King of Magic, Goisha. That motherfucker, he can. I believe they said he can like destroy the world of Fate. You know, like Fate's the Fate series is Earth. In the past, present, and future. Like that's on some fucking Super Sonic, Super Shadow, and Super Silver shit. I'll get to the Sonic characters soon. Like I can't tell you just how strong that shit is. And it's like while he had fucking 72 iterations of himself, no, 72 servants that he like basically fucking made. Like I can't tell you just how powerful that shit is. So it's like his shit. Yeah, like I could see being like extraversal. Like that's what they were trying to say about him. On this like other page that I was able to like find. Now, this motherfucker AyoCoffeeSama, he was swearing up and down that she can beat Goku off of just one feat, while bringing up other motherfuckers from the fucking Fate series. And it's like, dude, this is horrible debating because he has not given me a scale for these characters. So I don't know how strong all of them are from the get-go. It's one thing to look them up and be like, okay, I'm literally seeing scalers say that this character is like strong, like this strong, with calcs and like speed like estimates and everything. It's another thing to dive into a series, get confused as fuck about what's going on, and I don't even know which character is which. And it's so bad to where I don't even know which version of each character is. Because there's apparently multiple versions of one character. And it's not as simple as, okay, this is War Naruto, this is part 1 Naruto, this is the beginning of Shippuden Naruto. Nah, like, oh, this is Goku from like beginning of Saiyan Slot. No. We're talking about these characters and being in different separate lifetimes as different separate entities. That's far different than what most people look at. I had to research all that shit. And I'm still confused about like a whole lot of shit. So, and like on this like other page I'm looking at, people are talking about, oh yeah, this is like tech talk scalars. which is brain rot content. So I have no idea what this dude's on. This dude AyoCoffeeSama, like he has a major fucking mental issue with this shit. And then he don't give me scales, so I had to scale literally everything for him. While we had this like big ass back and forth of him dropping much far longer paragraphs than my paragraphs. And then he was almost on, well, like she was fighting characters that were fucking gods, and like in Lost Belt. What the fuck does that even mean? Like I was telling him, like, okay, look, you have death gods and Bleach, and the high tiers in that series, like the top tiers, are multi-solar system. Then you have the gods, and then you have Lord Death, God of Death, and Soul Eater. Like he's like on a different scale too. And then you have Shinigami from Raincoat, like I might show the post for this one, who's not even planetary. And I was telling him that Musashi isn't planetary. At the very least, a live Musashi, like it's like this first iteration of Musashi before the grand status thing. He was trying to say that this Musashi can beat Goku. No. It's like she only had like a speed of like FTL, and that's it. I think it was even FTL plus, but that's not even close to it being enough. So like it's sort of one thing if we're talking about Goku from Into Super, who has, mind you, who's massively FTL plus. I was tagging on that plus because of the fucking Ultra Instinct multiplier. But also, if we're now we might as well tag in Super DBZ Heroes Goku, who guess what? Has immeasurable speed. Because he was able to come from the future to the present and got even faster than that over time in that shit ass series. Like in that shitty show. So we have problems here, y'all. Again, low complex multiverse. So like, I might as well give him that one. So it's like, okay, hold on. So when it comes to that fucking feed that she did against Chaos, who was like adversal from like what the scales are saying, but that's a little dubious because the first scaling for him is Universal Plus. And like, okay, he did do something like Thanos being a very powerful character. But from what I'm seeing, that's sort of it. And like, there's like a whole lot of things saying that okay, he's like stronger than like all the machine gods, like combined and shit. But it's like, but also like what she did to like this thing was like a big ass like dimensional slash. And I was telling him like, okay, just because like a character can do that, don't mean they can beat Goku. And it's like this thing was just staying there. And then she died right after this attack, cause like that's when she was like brought back. Like this was fucking weird. Like it said that she couldn't be brought back or some shit, but she died right after this move. And then like she died right after facing this like Musaki person or like Sakaki person. It said she was able. Okay, I saw the thing see that she was able to like do it in her zero space or whatever. which is like, okay, like that's something. I just only shot that up to like a universal ability, but even that can be like just a wee bit dubious. But anyways, and they said that they were gonna fight. They were going to fight for a whole eternity until they got stopped by her like friend. But I'm like, okay, how the fuck does that even work? Can anyone just interrupt that? So can anyone just interrupt that? Like I don't know how some of this stuff works. And then she died right after this, after being declared the winner of that exchange. I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I reading? And then like you have her coming back as like a servant or something. Like I'm still not sure how this works. And then it's like she was struggling on fighting the Dioscuri twins, and it's like those these twins are sub light speed. Like it was stated that, and she needed like a buff to contest against them. And then I saw this like other weird thing where and like in around this time she took out Aphrodite or some shit. Now it's one thing to like talk to like say that this is like I don't know which Aphrodite this is, because this is where you really get yet another multiple versions of one character. They don't specify which one this this like this one is, but it sounds like a weaker version of Aphrodite, because like the strongest or main Aphrodite, she's she isn't this weak, like she isn't this slow. So I'm like, so like this girl Musashi needed buffs to like contest it against either this or the Dioscorian twins. Either way, it doesn't look good. So I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? Like this is all fucking silly, man. I'm sorry. Good God. So um so like the wing page that I found for Musashi, it has like a whole bunch of statements. Let me just give you two. Uh, I'll start from like the top because like they're trying to say her AP is out of reversal. Not even a slash that uses the multi-dimensional refraction phenomena cannot reach someone who has reached the voidless mental state. So like this is saying that okay, if you have this, you're stronger than like this move. If you had the state, you're stronger than like this move. But it's like, how strong is that exactly? I'm not sure. Like you had to deep dive into that one, but it's like speculative stuff. Then it says here Musashi and Sakaki's swords transcend time and space out of all possibilities that exist. That wait hold on that exists in Musashi's blade. I might find like a typo. It described to be an endless sword verifies. Crushes, stops them all until they are nothing, and only something remains and establishes a conclusion that even not even the gods and Buddha can escape from. And then it's like, and then like they say Sakaki's sword is described as a sword of infinity and an infinite sword that leads to multiplicity, acknowledges acknowledges multiple possibilities, converges to so correct answers, and creates a future that none of the gods can escape from. It's like this stuff is really speculative. Like, are you hearing what this is saying? Like, even with the whole infinity thing, infinite, like infinite can be contained in like a universe. I hope y'all know. but this is listed as like a universal feat. So it's like this is like a whole wank shit. And it's like again, this is all before the grand Saber stuff. And yeah, if I've seen it this right, because like the footage for this stuff is like hard to fucking find. So I might do a part 2 to this. I don't fucking know. But I'm definitely gonna let reply to him with this shit. And then it's like the gods, like it's relatively on the dubious side. But you can't just say God and like assume that okay they can affect like many timelines and like destroy them all at the same time, or within like a very short amount of time, or some shit, or at the same time, yeah, or at the same time. But this whole thing with like voice uses nothingness, like it's very dubious stuff. It don't tell me shit. It's like that shit is one thing, and it's like another thing entirely when we're talking about like affecting textures. It seems like the freaking textures like corrupt like the timeline, um, or the main timeline. Oh, no, I think it said that it corrupts like multiple different timelines and our special their own special timelines. It's saying nothing about all that, and then it's like even that can be its own thing, and then singularity is its own thing because it kind of encompasses everything, the main timeline and those other timelines that are corrupting each other basically. From like what I'm gathering, there's nothing, there's like nothing on like that stuff, but it can be assumed that okay these like gods do like affect that stuff though. Um, but these are all statements, so you can so like, anything can like happen across from these because like these are so like these statements are just waiting to be contradicted basically. Because like how's it that they can't escape from like this like one shit, um from like these like weapons, or like this space they can like create or something, but they can just like destroy the entire singularity. I think there's even one that actually like represents singularity or some shit. And then you have this like other shit. Then you have this other shit. And then you have this other shit where Musashi was tagging along with Muramasa for this like one shit, like this like one thing, and they were fighting. Like they said that she beat Solomon's beast, but they said, but they said that this is the weaker version of Solomon's beast. So, like I said to him, I don't know how much weaker, but that's not good either. So it's like we have, so like for most of Musashi's case, we don't have that much of strong stuff to go off of. It's literally when you bring all this like other shit where things are just strictly speculative. So it's like, how about new stuff comes out for Grand Saber Musashi before we're up and down on oh yeah like she gonna be over there and we Goku. Like dude, and it's like dude like so like he said so he mentioned too about like this like lost belt stuff and how like he was swearing up and down that she was being like all these like gods and shit in the lost belt, but it's like a this is like before like this is still like before like the grand the Grand Saber like status she was somewhat able to achieve because the story don't really care. Uh, and B, it don't make sense that she was able to like beat all these motherfuckers, but like when it came to like chaos itself, she can only she didn't really damage it. She like closed the portal. It was trying to like come out of, but in like a null state. But even then, she didn't destroy it. You can barely say that she even harmed it. And the scout said that it was unquantifiable. And then it's like she dies right after this because it said that she exceeded all of her limits to do this feat. And he said that this was casual. No, like this is literally telling you the complete opposite. So I was like, I don't know where he's getting this shit from. Like this is a mad tard moment. So look, guys. Look, y'all. Even on the wank page for her, we go from like 1C to 1A. But it's like, why that massive of a jump? Like, this stuff just gets mad and inconsistent. And then like for the jump anyway, it don't even mention anything about her. You don't mention about her actually doing that feat, which is also fucking weird. And then like it started like linked to like a lot of shit, but the links don't work. That also doesn't help. Like, dude, I'm getting such a fucking headache. Y'all had no idea. Alright. Alright, so when it comes to like this one, I said that I can only give her no higher than like universal, but even then that might be too generous. I'm not sure what to like tell y'all because like we don't have much saying that she can like destroy. In fact, we don't have anything. Just it's just speculative. We don't have anything that says that she can actually destroy Fate Earth, which includes like the singularity. Then even then people want to like include like all this other like freaking mumbo jumbo terms and shit. And it's like, dude, like a whole lot of this like visual novel stuff, take me in a eternity to even go through all that shit. And it's like I don't have time for that stuff, man. Anyway, my days off, like I don't have time. Even like looking at this stuff and like recording this is taking up half my fucking day. My free day, mind you. And it's like, dude, like this stuff's been done. Oh my god, man, this is just silly, man. I'm sorry, but it really fucking is. Is that okay? Let me see what it has for durability. It don't even have anything for durability. That don't help. No, not even on the wank page. So you had to really assume that. And then it's like they listed her stamina as like infinite. How is it infinite when she died right after fighting Sakaki for God knows how long? And they would have fought for a whole eternity that they weren't interrupted, and she dies afterwards. That don't tell me infinite stamina. I'm sorry, dude. And it's like the stamina thing before that says that she'd be able to like fight for more than half a day. due to this one shit. Okay, due to this one person, but it's like that's also pretty speculative because we're saying should be faster than, should be comparable to. Like it's all speculative. And even with like the thing with durability negation, Goku has that too. Goku has that too with Hakai. So like, the reason why Goku from Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a lot more sound and consistent is because he has a lot of feats and has done a lot of shit in that fucking show. Grand Saber Musashi hasn't. And Musashi before that just don't scale to even the assumptions to the grand status. And it's dubious on the grand status stuff anyway, because not all of them are on the same level. Because you have, so this might be an outlier, because you also have Gilgamesh, who was assumably hyperversal, and he's just a servant, and they said that he's the strongest servant. I saw some shit like that. So that tells me that not all of them are on the same fucking level, people. I'm sorry to tell y'all. So that makes everything that much more dubious. It makes it even hard to make sense out of everything. So you had to like make a few leaps in like logic to say that, in assumptions to say that she would scale to these motherfuckers. But yeah, essentially, Kawasama lost his debate. I had to provide like all the proof for him and like provide all the scaling for him. So it's like, look, y'all, when someone has to like do something like that, they lost the debate. So like when all this like goes on and the opponent just can't like provide anything, like they lost the debate. So yeah, I told him like, yeah, like another post that, okay, like you're not good at this stuff, man. You literally don't scale, but you want to say that this character is like stronger than like that character. Like nah, like it's mad disingenuous stuff. So before I close, like let me just come back to like that post that we were like doing whole spat on. Like essentially what those like posts were like spur gouts, and I was telling them too that I'm not saying that these characters lose to like Goku outright. And like what I was saying too was that what was it? Someone like Goisha can beat Goku because of his scaling. Like he was listed as like I think no, he Goisha was listed as 1S because of all his like bullshit. And the highest I can get Goku to was like 1C. Like that's like a massive difference. In this matchup, Goku takes it. And since it's like extremely highly speculative on how powerful Grand Saber Musashi is, I'm gonna say Goku takes it too. Because we don't know how strong they'll end up making her individually without going into, okay, well she should be that, she should be this. But she's currently like feetless, so yeah, how about I do like a part two whenever they like care to actually give new Musashi some like feats. It's like, how about that? And then I can be like, okay, well she would actually win here because of this and that. It's like, how about that? Because we see her do shit, and it's not so dubious. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And like I'll personally just put her on like I don't even have anything on her honestly, because like I had to assume so much too. That's the issue. It's like, dude, I refreshed the fucking page to make sure that my comment is like, comes up, I do that every time I fucking like reply to him too. So he has like no ground, so he has no leg to like stand on to say that, okay, well, I didn't delete it. I know you deleted it, man. Stop. Anyways, it's Hot Take Central. There's like the debate. Goku wins, and I'm out. Okay, so let me just go over his like latest comment. Yeah, I already outlined that Bleach is like Bleach characters like no higher than like Universal. It said that there's no evidence of that. Well, I already like touched on that one, so I told him like, okay, like there's no need to like go into that one. And then like the Dante stuff, like look, he's saying that, okay, well, like even if you're talking about like Dante and NXT Nocturne, he's like, that's like non-canon. It's still plausible that he's like he still scales up to those characters. And he's trying to say too that that Dante is like post DMC2 Dante. He has Devil Trigger that they can tap into. Um, Now whether he be able to like no diff like anything like that's on like the speculative side because he did say would, so like even that's iffy. He said, and then he says that I ignore the fact that she fought gods in both Lost Belt, she Musa in the recent game a year ago. Well, it's like I just chose not to like talk about that because I don't even know what the fuck those are. If I remember right though, Shimusa or Shimosa is like the past stuff before the Lost Belt stuff. And then he said that Goku doesn't have his like kid to harm a servant or a higher ranking servant. It depends on who you're talking about. It gets into the whole like grand stat stuff, which I've already like addressed. Which yeah, I told him like in the like the reply he like deleted that I see where he's like coming from. If like the grand characters are anything like Goisha, I can see like the logic there. It's just that we don't know if like her specifically as a Grand Saber is on the same exact level as Goisha. Like we don't know what they're gonna like do with her. In terms of the story, like gameplay is one thing, but gameplay can be deceptive. Then he like listed like the other grand characters like Grand Caster, Grand Assassin, Grand Lancer, Grand Arc, Grand Rider. It's like really, dude. It's like just because you list them don't mean that helps your argument. And you have very poor argumentation, man. And then he says that the man supply is already debunked. If you read Lost Belt 5, okay, well even if that's a non-factor, that don't help her here. It's like that don't translate to her like power or anything. And he says that most servants are null against Goku's abilities. It's like what? Look, man, you need to say you need to scale them before you can say shit like that. She'll immediately bypass Ultra Instinct with ignore. So he's like talking about like a trade. Even if it's like a common trait among them, um, you did not specify how strong that is. Like, is that universal, multiversal, like low complex? Because he has because like that ability has to contest against like complex, multiversal Goku. It's Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Ability kick can hit Goku. I not see much for him either. And it's like he got no dead by his like own bullet when it got deflected, on him against this like one chick, Ajuna, and I don't even know which Ajuna that is. Her sword is already bypassed all forms of durability and evade. It depends on like what kind of durability we're talking about. Like durability is just an ability. It don't mean it can solve like all faction or some shit. Same thing for like evade, because like even Goku had like a wall, like a wall like into like his Ultra Instinct because of like all the movement, but he got hit by Gohan. So like that wouldn't be much of an issue either. Is he led to you to lose a battle, but she died. Like, so it don't matter anyway. Like we know she can go down. Well, she's died more than once even. She was in a serious mode. She has earned the title Grand while being a bit injured. He pushed a little out reversal out of the singularity realm, but at a boundary while she was holding back. She wasn't holding back there, dude. She literally died like after like that feat, so that's not holding back. Has not shown any feat to be able to do that. And like, why you gotta like include like all this like other shit? Like, I'm not talking about Goku versus Chaos. I'm talking about him versus Musashi. It's like, dude, like, why you gotta include like all this like other shit? And then like he starts like talk about friggin' him losing to all these characters. It's like that don't matter. I'm talking about her, like him versus Musashi. You didn't leave out the fight against the discouraged ones, but it's like, well, yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it now, and I talked about it in the reply after this before you deleted it. Again, I make sure I refresh the fucking comment. So he'll exhaust himself. Who said he'll exhaust himself though? Like, okay, like I know Goku is like known to have like all these like stamina issues, like just being like up and down on like the stamina scale. Cause I have him like constantly in like Battle of Gods, and I'm on this like page for like superheroes Goku. I don't have, I literally don't have anything on like on stamina, so I can't really give you much on that one. Um, Let me see. I say he has like much better control of like Ultra Instincts is like actually better, actually after battle of like God stuff. So yeah, like again, like issues. And then it's like even if she does have like limitless like stamina, um, that don't mean she can't lose against Goku. Yeah, that don't mean she can't lose against Goku. And he kind of like try to help my impression and saying that, oh yeah, I like Goku. I'll call myself a fan, but it's like, dude, like I can kind of tell that you were like, this is just like you propagating like Grand Saber like Musashi, like even like the stuff before she becomes Grand Saber. So all that, you really lost the fucking debate. Like this is just fucking silly, dude. Anyways, like I just want to like add all that shit because what the fuck is wrong with this dude?